Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to my channel. I am Miss Renee, and on this channel we talk about manifesting. All things manifesting. How to do it, how to properly apply it, so that you can live the life that you've always dreamed of. So in this video, I want to go into the number one, what I found to be the number one reason that you're not manifesting or that you're not seeing your desires come to pass. You may be sitting there pulling your hair out right now because you've tried all the techniques, you get yourself into the state akin to sleep, you imagine, you visualize, you do the scripting, you do the affirmations, and you're still seeing nothing. Nothing is appearing or giving you proof that any of this is working. This is so common, I can say with almost 100% certainty, everyone has had this experience at one time or another, especially in the beginning when you're just learning to manifest. So make sure you also stick around to the end of the video because I am also going to give you some tips and tricks to help you combat this number one thing that is keeping you from manifesting and clearing a path so you can deliberately create what you want. So let's just dive right into this. The number one reason I have found that people aren't manifesting or having trouble manifesting is doubt. Doubt. Doubt is the number one killer of manifesting and having your manifestations come to pass. So let's boil this down really quick. If you've seen any of my videos on the fundamentals of manifesting, which if you haven't, by the way, you should definitely check out that playlist. I'm going to link it up here and also down in the description box below. But definitely if you're new to manifesting, if you're new to my channel, or if you're new to the teachings of Neville Goddard, I would start with that video playlist and get a firm grasp of the fundamentals first and foremost. But for those of you who have been studying, have been applying, have been practicing for a while, and you're still not finding things come to pass, let's keep going and stick around with me. So if we go back to the fundamentals of manifesting and number one understanding of how this works, we don't manifest through vibration or high attunement or alignment with something. We manifest with our subconscious impressions. Whatever is impressed and accepted into the subconscious mind will refract and play out in our outside world. Going back to that fundamental, we know that the conscious mind is the one feeding the beliefs and assumptions that are being impressed and therefore manifested. So it really boils down to your beliefs and assumptions when it comes to manifesting, when it comes to anything, really, because again, check out the video that I made about the mind and how the mind works and its role it plays in manifesting, because that is such a key, crucial aspect that I don't think enough people are really grasping. Your entire world around you that you are experiencing with your physical senses is subconscious impressions. It's all things that have been accepted and impressed onto the subconscious mind. So with that understanding, first off, doubt essentially makes it so your conscious mind will not accept and allow your desire to impress on your subconscious because it doesn't believe or accept or assume that what you are trying to desire or you're trying to feed it to be true. Now stay with me here. I'm trying to break it down as simple as I can because I know that this can be a bit confusing and overwhelming. And this requires a little bit of understanding with how we manifest and how the mind works and how the consciousness plays a role and your awareness, your I amness. So, what is an assumption? Let's bring it back to the assumptions and beliefs, because that really is the key thing here to understand. So, what is an assumption? An assumption, by definition, is a thing that is accepted to be true or certain to happen without proof. That's it. So, an assumption is that which you ultimately believe or presume, or an expectation that you have. And the reason that this is so crucial is because your assumptions and beliefs are constantly being fed into your subconscious, and ergo, your subconscious is then refracting it back out into your 3D world. So your world around you is literally a mirror. It's a reflection of what is going on with you on the inside. You can tell just by the events that are playing out and what you're experiencing what your assumptions and beliefs are. In Neville's book, The Power of Awareness, he has a chapter that is called Failure, and it's all about why we fail to manifest. It's so concise and to the point, and I recommend that book to everybody who is just starting out with manifesting, or even those who aren't. It's just a fantastic book. I've read it at least 10 times myself. Neville says, essentially, the number one cause that you are failing to manifest is you're not feeling a natural state when you are trying to bring about your desired state. When you imagine the thing that you want, it doesn't feel natural to you. It needs to feel natural. It needs to feel like it's already come to pass. This is everything. This is how you live in the end. This is how you are able to live in the wish fulfilled. You have to be able to feel no doubt, no uncertainties. You can't feel any sort of lack, any sort of nervousness or anxiety or any of that. So when the doubt starts creeping in, you're not living in that natural wish fulfilled state. You're not living like, I've already got what I want. You are trying to find proof in your outside world when it doesn't come from the outside world. It comes from within. And the reason this is such a hard thing, I shouldn't say hard thing. The reason this can be difficult to really grasp at first is we are so ingrained to trust everything that our physical senses tell us to be true. This is where, before we become consciously aware of how we manifest, we assume that everything that our physical senses tell us is true. And we look at the outside world as the actual reality, and the actual circumstances that are playing out all around us is outside of our control. This is from a place of ego. This is from a place of doubt. When you are trying to find signs, when you're constantly looking for signs that your manifestation has come to pass, you're not really believing that you have the power to do this. If you're constantly looking for validation outside of you and your consciousness and your imagination, you're not really assuming the wish fulfilled or believing that you actually have the power to do this. It really does boil down to your beliefs and your assumptions. And I'm going to say that all the freaking time on this channel, because it really does bear to be repeated over and over, because I get questions day in and day out from people who are still looking at their outside circumstances as if it's something that they didn't already create themselves, that they're powerless over their circumstances. And you're not powerless. Circumstances never matter, ever matter. Don't look outside of you when you're manifesting. Don't look for your bridge of incidents. Don't look for anything that may be materializing, because ultimately, going back to the mind and going back to the subconscious, you're constantly manifesting that which is impressed on your subconscious mind. And your conscious mind is the one that is feeding beliefs and assumptions to your subconscious, which then creates your subconscious mind is the creator. But your subconscious mind is also completely indifferent to what it receives. It's going to put out there whatever is impressed on it. It's not going to objectify or filter anything out. If you're always looking at the outside and you're trying to find a bridge of incidents and you're trying to find proof of your manifestation, what's going to happen more often than not, if it doesn't happen right away, or if it doesn't happen in a way that you might try to assume or force it to, you're going to have a reaction. And that reaction is typically, why is this not working for me? Why am I not manifesting? Why can't I manifest anything? Why is nothing coming? Why am I not getting any signs? Am I defunct? Is there something wrong with me? Am I doing something wrong? Is any of this real? Is all of this just BS? When you are having those thoughts, when you are thinking things like, this isn't working for me, your subconscious mind is taking that and impressing it and giving you that experience. So those thoughts of, this isn't working, am I broken, am I doing this right? When you're having those questioning, doubtful thoughts, that's what your subconscious is going to give you as an experience. You're going to experience yourself not being able to manifest. You're going to experience yourself having delays and hiccups, and you're not going to be able to get the thing that you want. Because again, if you are constantly looking for validation outside of you, you're likely going to be disappointed and you're going to react. And that reaction is going to impress. And it's going to keep feeding you that experience, and it's going to be a vicious cycle, vicious cycle, vicious cycle. I've seen it time and time again. I see posts about it all over the internet. Somebody will comment, I've been trying this for so long and it's not working for me. Why is this not working for me? Why are my manifestations not coming to pass? Why are things showing up in a way that I didn't want them to show up? When you have these thoughts, when you have these reactions, your subconscious mind is going to take that as, oh, she wants to keep experiencing more of that not working. That's what she wants. She wants it not to work. She wants things not to work, so it's not going to work. Breaking it down as simply as possible, you want your beliefs and assumptions to line up with that which you want. And in order for you to really get to a place where it feels natural, you have to believe in your ability to manifest and truly believe that you have the powers to create your reality in any way that you want. So I always recommend, when people come to me with this issue and they're having trouble manifesting, and within 3 seconds of talking to them, I can tell right away it's because they have that doubt. It's because they don't really believe that they can manifest, not on a deep subconscious level. I always recommend, start with small things. Start with small manifestations. Start with things that don't hold a whole lot of weight to them. You're not going to be attached one way or the other. This is just to show you and to prove to yourself that you are capable of deliberately manifesting and creating. So, for example, write a list every day of 5 to 10 things that you want to see. And this is all just to test it. This is all just to apply it. And this is the other reason that Neville stressed so much to test this and to try it, and to not just take his word for anything, but to actually apply these laws and these rules yourself. Create a list, just 5 to 10 items every day that you want to see play out in your 3D reality. And they can be anything. They don't have to be anything specific. The most common items that people will typically manifest when they're doing these exercises is manifesting a free cup of coffee, or manifesting a purple car, or manifesting a blue balloon, or you name it. You want to make sure the items aren't things that you see every day. You don't want to be able to chalk it up to coincidence. So make it unique enough to where you'll be able to see that thing when it plays out and say, I manifested that. The only two factors, the only two criteria here is to just make sure that it's something that is not common in your everyday. You don't see these things everywhere. And so make them unique and something that you're not attached to. There's no care either way if you get it or not, because it's the attachment that is the silent killer here. And that's also why we have so much more success manifesting small things versus big things, because with the small things, you're indifferent, really. I mean, you don't really care if you see a purple car or not. It's not going to make or break you if you get a free cup of coffee or not. It's not like money. It's not like a romantic interest or a specific person where you're going to have a lot more gravity on these situations. This is just to test and prove to yourself that you can deliberately create. Make a list of 5 to 10 items that you would like to have appear in your 3D world so that you can say, aha, I did that deliberately. When you're writing them down, make sure you always write them in the I am tense. So I received a free cup of coffee, or I saw a neon green car. You want to always write them in the tense that it already happened, it already came to pass. So past tense only. Don't write, I am going to receive free coffee, or I'm going to see blue glass. Always, with everything when you're manifesting, always say it from the end and imagine it from the end, like it's already come to pass. Because the goal here is to eradicate any and all doubt. Any and all doubt. You have to believe, really, that you can create and manifest that which you want. It has to be so natural to you, of like, oh, I got this. I got this. I'm the god of my reality, and I can do whatever I want. I can have whatever I want. I can change any circumstance that I want. It's no issue. It's no sweat off my back. For 7 days, I want you to make a list every morning, right when you wake up, right after you wake up, of 5 to 10 things that you want to see or that you want to manifest. And this is all for testing purposes only. So there are things that you're indifferent either way, whether or not they happen. You're just like, okay, free coffee, purple car, and etc., etc. And then put it away and go about your day. At the end of those 7 days, go back to your lists and see which ones played out. It will blow your mind. It will shock you how so many of those things will come to pass. But you have to try it for yourself. Don't take my word for this. Try it. And every time you have proven to yourself that you can successfully manifest, your belief is going to get stronger and stronger and stronger, to where finally you're going to get to a point where you really don't doubt yourself. It's all going to come naturally to you because you're going to have experienced enough that you know that you can deliberately create. There is no trying to force anything. There is no doubt. There is no seeking outside validation. All of that's going to go away because you've already proven to yourself over and over and over and over again that you can deliberately manifest things and that you can manipulate and control your circumstances. And that's ultimately the goal here. A lot of times when people are just getting into this, they try to tell themselves that they believe it. They try to just jump right into the bigger things. They want to manifest all of this shit to go away, or they want to manifest all these things to acquire, but they don't always really have that belief that they can do it. Or if they don't receive something, or if something doesn't happen within a certain time frame, they react negatively. And it's that reaction that's going to do it for you every time, because that reaction is being impressed onto your subconscious that you can't manifest and that you're doing something wrong. And every time you have those thoughts that you're doing something wrong or that you can't manifest, then that's going to be the experience that keeps playing out for you. And it's going to keep playing out for you. Try this list. Try to have the smaller things first. Try to work on, you receive that free cup of coffee, you see that yellow balloon, you see that pink turtle, whatever your list is. But as you start to check these items off, you're going to get more and more confident in your ability to manifest. And you're going to come from a place where you naturally assume that you got this. That as soon as I imagine something, I already have it. Because that's literally how it works. Your imagination is no less real than your outside world. It is literally the same. It is literally just as real as your outside world. We just need to prove it to ourselves. So anyways, guys, that is my video for today. I hope this helps. I hope this made sense. I try to really break these things down, and it can be very complex, especially at first, for beginners to really understand all this without having some of the basics and understandings of how we manifest in the first place. So I really wanted to create this video and get it out there, because this is by far what I see to be the number one reason that people don't manifest. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell icon so that way you are notified every time I put out new videos. And if you're interested in checking out any of my other resources, I will link my coaching site, my blog, and my social links in the description box below. Also, if you have any questions for me, or if you have anything you want me to talk about in future videos, go ahead and leave them for me down in the comments. I will love your feedback and am here to help any way that I can. So let me know. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna get out of this car now because it is hot as balls, but I appreciate every single one of you. And until next time, happy manifesting.